Let's first review last week's market performance before we talk about the outlook for next week. Last week was from November 10th to November 16th. Bitcoin's highest weekly candle closed at $107,500, which was just a bit short of completing one of the targets. The lowest point was $94,013, completing two downside targets. Ethereum's highest weekly candle closed at $3,658, completing one target. Its lowest candle closed at $3,070, completing one downside target. So far, our predictions have been consistently excellent. On October 30th, I reminded you what to expect if Bitcoin dropped on November 3rd, and I believe I was the earliest to tell you that the real correction would officially begin between November 10th and 11th. Back in late September, I also told you to be mentally prepared for the possibility of seeing $89,000, so you could allocate your funds properly, because I believe the highest point of 2025 will appear either in September or in October. I talked about all of this in episode 279 at the end of September, mentioning that Jupiter and Mercury retrograding at the same time in November would be dangerous. It feels reasonable. For November, I think it looks more dangerous because Mercury retrograde and Jupiter retrograde will both begin around November 10th. So if there's going to be a new yearly high in November, it's more likely to happen before the 10th. If the market falls in November, then early December should see recovery. But whether December can push to a new high or not, many people were still expecting a new high in November. But I told you, even if a new high were to appear, it would have to happen before November 10th. Of course, that hypothesis was quickly invalidated after the huge pump in early October, followed by a sharp drop. The market did drop on November 10th as expected, and continued falling until the 13th. Originally, I expected the decline to continue until the 16th. But when I saw that the drop was almost complete, I reminded you at the close on the 13th to start watching whether the market could hold in the next 2 days. Today is the evening of November 15th, and so far it looks like it's holding. My strongest support for November is around $89,000. I've always said this is the worst case scenario I see, so I placed orders at this level. But price often breaks your plans, so I also placed orders around $82,000. Everything else remains unchanged. It's all the same as before, so I won't repeat it. I'm still waiting for Q2 next year. This is for reference only, just my personal opinion. There's also something I want to say. One of my viewers has been expressing extreme fear of the bear market, feeling very scared. But I honestly don't know what I'm supposed to say because I'm not the market maker. Still, I want to remind you, when you expose your fear too much, it becomes very easy for people with bad intentions to target your weakness or even deliberately manipulate you. I hope you can be a little stronger. Other than yourself, no one will take responsibility for your trades. Everyone in the market pays for their own choices. So the more anxious you feel, the more you need to steady yourself. If you are truly terrified, then step away from the market. Don't trade. Because people who trade with fear cannot go very far. Now let me briefly talk about ADA and SUI. Among the major altcoins, they've been doing okay these past 2 days. Both ADA and SUI are now at the levels I mentioned earlier, and there isn't much room below. If you have faith in these coins, then hold them. If not, then don't touch them. A lot of people think altcoins haven't moved, but personally I think ADA has already gone up quite a bit. Maybe it didn't reach everyone's expected price this year, but in my opinion, ADA actually performed pretty well. Every major bullish candle and every sharp downward wick from ADA this year, I managed to trade all of them successfully. The last time ADA reached the 0.5 region, I remember Charles Hoskinson was doing a live stream answering questions, and I happened to see it. Many people were asking him why ADA still wasn't rising. I remember Charles Hoskinson sounded helpless. He felt that ADA had already gone up a lot. It was just that people were not satisfied. I don't remember his exact words, but that was basically the meaning. Next week is from November 17th to 23rd. I won't read out all the price levels. You can take a screenshot and save them. Bitcoin needs to hold $99,000 before we can expect the upward targets. Ethereum needs to hold $3,300 before we can expect the upward targets. If they cannot hold those mid-levels, you need to clearly understand that the upward targets will not be possible. Alright, that's it for today. Weekly forecasts should never be viewed alone. They must be combined with daily and monthly charts. The daily charts fill in what the weekly might miss. I wish you all the best. May you buy at the bottom and sell at the top. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you found this helpful. Send this to your friends too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.